We are Legion.
What is up, Comic Legion? I'm Mark, and I'm here for a comic book catch-up. I've been out of town for a couple of weeks, so I've got a huge stack of stuff that I had waiting for me at my LCS today, and I'm going to go through some of it. But before I do that, check this out. So I wouldn't even dream about going through all these books and having a catch up without my main man with pots and pans, a partner in crime, my main man, 50 grand, Ryan from the Cosmic Campfire, who's also been on vacay for the past almost 2 weeks as well. So I know what you may think, and no, we didn't coordinate that.
No,
It's just how it went.
that was weird. You started talking about vacation. I was like, I think we're supposed to go out of town soon. And then I started looking at the calendar, and I was like, this is kind of weird.
Yeah,
Living parallel lives.
kind of spot on. Yeah, kind of spot on. So how'd your vacation go?
It was pretty good. We went on vacation to see some family. It was actually the family we were seeing last year when the shutdown happened. Like, as our vacation there was ending, lockdown started. So this was the first time we got to see them in over a year now, though, like 16 months. So it was great to catch up with them. We were also on some business, so we got to take care of that. And it was relaxing, but just like not in the way that most people think of relaxing. But I feel better. I feel refreshed.
That's kind of how my vacation went. It's definitely relaxing, but we're juggling multiple children, taking them on events, and you know what I mean. Like there's a lot that goes to. There's a lot of effort it takes to relax. So it's I was tired every day from relaxing.
Exactly. Yeah. I probably was the most exhausted I've been. Like as far as like going to bed, it's like the most tired I've been in a long time.
Yeah.
I was like, I actually look forward to going to sleep.
Yeah, it was something. And then I had these extra 2 days off from work that I scheduled. Like I scheduled my work vacation 2 days longer than my physical vacation. So I'd have these 2 days to recoup, get unpacked. And I had these grand plans in my mind where I was going to go catalog some books. I got stacks of books that need to be put away and do a little organizing and do some stuff with the channel. Maybe go hit up my honey hole where I haven't been in like 3 weeks at this point, where I have store credit from Father's Day that my wife got me, and I haven't been able to use it yet because I just haven't been able to get around there. But then, life, when you make plans, it likes to kick you in the shin and remind you not to do that. And I just felt under the weather these few days. So I just kind of been sitting here just staring at the wall. Been watching a lot of Marvel movies with Finn. We watched the 2 Ant-Man movies a couple of times and watched all the Captain America movies, which I love. I love the Captain America movies so much. Like, he's just such an awesome character. But it's been fun all the same.
I've never been like that into Captain America himself, but those movies are some of my favorite from the MCU. The Ant-Man ones are, especially the first one, is like top-notch MCU stuff. And Doctor Strange is a movie that I really liked that a lot of people like to crap on, but I thought it was one of my favorites from there. And so I've been waiting forever for a sequel to it. I'm glad that's finally coming up.
I'll tell you what, the first time we watched Doctor Strange, that opening scene when they're walking out, as soon as the buildings start moving, like me and my wife just looked at each other. We're like, this looks familiar. And we just kind of laughed. We love that movie, man. Like it goes back to our pre-children days. We can relate heavily on the imagery in that film. But yeah. Oh man. So yeah, I do have a stack of books here. We just kind of want to burn through. Normally on Tuesdays, I like to kind of look at what's coming out this week and here recently been trying to look at some of the upcoming keys for the week. I'm trying to get some kind of more tightened down format for Tuesdays. Something that I can plan ahead for and be a little more repetitive and kind of more streamlined with. But for today, I'm just going to go through this giant haul. This is what I had waiting on me at the LCS.
Nice.
But yeah, let's see.
Yeah, we did a 6-hour drive today and got back this afternoon, so I haven't made it out of the house really to pick up anything. So I'm
I'm
excited
really
to see
pleasantly
what you
surprised. This was the reorder. This Joker number 5. It came in damaged, and he was able to get a reorder in. Such a gorgeous cover, and I was very, very happy that worked out because you can't always guarantee those reorders with those ratio variants. And some of these, I'm see if I'm trying to get them from last week. Now I did pick up my DC books last week before I left for vacation, but I didn't get my Marvel and Indies. But yeah, that Power Rangers number 9. I'm not sure what day or what week that came out. Most recent issue of Justice League. Did you read anything digital while you were gone?
I read a couple of things, but not everything. I definitely didn't read the latest Justice League.
Oh my God. Wait till you read this. Not even the Justice League Dark, but the Justice League. Bendis hits a home run in this. Like
Nice.
I cannot stress it enough, my dude. He hits
remember
a
the
home
issue
run.
before that? I gave him some high praise, so I hope he continues that trend.
He does something so unexpected, so spot on, and so spectacular and subtle in just one scene. It just makes the whole book. Like the rest of the book just falls along the wayside, and this one scene is just so memorable.
Nice.
It was that perfect. I'm looking forward to talking to you about it. Promiscuous Time Traveler read it, and immediately we were talking about it in the chats. Like it blew him away. Like he caught the same scene. Flash 772. That was a good read. It's kind of just the new starting ground of Wally moving forward in the title. Spider Shadow, weakest issue yet, but just that issue before the finale. Supergirl, strong second issue.
Nice.
Strong
I still
second
haven't got
issue.
to that one. Yeah, I'm excited for it.
Shazam number 1. It was all right. This was all right. Like
I didn't read that, and I was kind of on the fence how interested I am in it.
If you read Future State, I don't think it can be too interesting. I think that's going to be it's a downside to if you followed Future State so heavily. Like a lot of these stories, we're still treading water before the events of Future State. We haven't really detoured very much here and there, so we know the inevitable conclusion of this story. Like we've seen it played out. So I don't know.
Yeah, that was kind of my thing. Is like I was like, the premise of this Shazam book sounds interesting, but I already know where it goes. So like, how much are they going to do that really like nice? Yeah. So how much can they do to surprise me?
Yeah, they're gonna have to do something because again, like this whole issue, I'm like, all right, I know where we got to go. I know why we got to go there. We've already seen it. So how it's going to be different? See, that's how a lot of the DC stuff right now is. Like I have like such a solid footing on where it's starting and the direction it's going to go, and it's just all right. Let's get there. Let's get there. So that tends to be the downside of the whole Future State thing moving forward. But Mighty Morphin number 9, this was a fantastic issue. I remember reading this one digitally and talking about it with Steve. But this was a great issue. It was perfectly balanced with nostalgia and story content and plot progression. This was a strong issue. And you know me, I can be overly critical about the Power Rangers stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a good one.
7 Secrets, issue number 10, continues to be top tier storytelling.
That's awesome.
You want to hop up here?
I'm leaving.
You tell Ryan, hey?
What's up, bud?
Look, I got this water bottle that can
He's going to show you all he has a water bottle.
Can open it and blink off. And can go back to air.
It was a really good issue.
You can put it on and off.
What's going on, Mars Comics? How are you doing? Geek Out with Roscoe jumped in the chat. How's it going? Hop down real quick, buddy, or get your chair so we can show off some books. Here, I'll slide over so you can finish.
I want to show them some books too.
Okay, you can show them some books too.
But then over here.
I'm kind of sitting on the gravy in the stack here. All right, show them that one, Finn. We'll show them these last because these are the good goods.
I want to go get them.
So So we got the new issue of Batman Superman, and this is that
Nice.
Tora IO storyline, and we know that he's pulling his third act and pulling out a horror issue. So we have the demons from hell being thrown at Batman, Superman, the literal demon. We got Etrigan, and we saw the 7 deadly sins in the last issue, as well as Cthulhu was on that final page. So definitely
Yeah.
excited.
Yes,
What is
I'm
this?
excited for that one.
That's Batman Reptilian. Show him
We got Batman Reptilian with eyes.
issue 2 of Batman Reptilian. And this is a wicked cover by Liam Sharp. I'm not sure how well it'll come in because it's a dark cover, but there's all
Yeah.
these bodies hanging upside down in this building, in this hallway, and Batman just in the light at the end of the tunnel.
Nice.
Really
Have
sharp.
you read it?
I have not. I haven't read anything
Oh,
today
okay.
yet. Just haven't really been up to it. You gotta show them, buddy.
Yeah.
Hold it up where they can see. We got the new issue of Action Comics, and unfortunately, my
Yes.
shop was just a couple issues shy of hitting that 1 in 25 ratio marker. So I didn't get the Jen Bartel variant for this one, but I will be tracking it down. I will be getting it. They are gorgeous.
Yes.
Now, I want
That's
to see
really
that
great.
other guy again. I want to see that red guy again.
Which one?
That one.
Batman Reptilian?
Yeah.
Okay. And then we got that new issue of Teen Titans Academy, which is supposed to be the Bat Gang, their origin story or whatever. See, I do that with every issue. And then I read it. I'm like, why was it good? Why was it good?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's going to be sort of like that last one with them. Like, I'm sure it's not going to be bad necessarily, but I just don't know how interested I am in that, like, group of characters.
See
You know?
that? Why have
Yeah.
red eyes?
That's kind of
But
what
the
happened with me and
delivery might
Robin.
What happened with you and Robin?
Yeah, that's what happened to me and Robin. I just instantly stopped caring because the characters that they had in it just didn't care about them. Here, you have to
Yeah.
show them. You gotta show them. It's Detective Comics. That's Batman without a suit on.
Why?
This is him in jail.
Yeah, he's holding out on you guys. But it's Detective Comics.
I like the white bars.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
What is
Yeah.
this?
I'm
That's
like, I just read all of that Shadow of the Bat, the last arc of them, you know, where Batman basically puts himself in prison to find out, you know, get behind the scenes kind of thing. I'm like, so this is clearly what they're doing here, but, you know, I'm sure Mariko Tamaki is going to make it really cool.
Yeah, absolutely. That's another one that I'm like, for some reason, I know it's going to be good. Every time I read it, I'm like, that was a solid read, but it just doesn't have my hype bone buzzing. I think it's just because that's not like where the hype is in the market and what you hear chattered about. So even though in my brain I know this is the solid read that I'm always happy to read, it just doesn't have me the initial.
I want to see that red guy
Like,
again.
hype over time. Like, this stuff is, like, so, like, up and down, whereas, like, Tamaki's detective book is, like, very consistent. Like, it's never a book that, like, totally blows my mind, but it's also a book that I'm never like, oh, this is not good, you know? Like, it's just super consistent, like a 7 or 8 across the board.
Let's see
And
that
I prefer
Batman
that over
version.
else.
Let's
Yeah.
see that Batman version.
Next one we have, Finn, it's called Infinite Frontier. This is issue number 3 of 6. So we're getting into who is the new Black Lantern, which we know who
Nice.
it is. So what's going to be the twist? There's a huge twist with who's controlling that ring.
Who is this guy?
That's Mr.
Yeah.
Miracle, buddy. You right here.
Infinite Frontier has been really cool. Like, I don't feel like, I guess that's kind of the genius of how they've handled Infinite Frontier is like, it's a pretty basic concept to set up the Omniverse and be like, this is how it works. But at the same time, like, there's so much cool stuff going on in the Infinite Frontier titles themselves that I've enjoyed reading them. They're good.
They're super solid for me. I don't know why that last issue when Captain Atom just said Darkseid is and peels his chest open, like, oh my God. Mind blown.
Is this a comic book?
Show 'em up. So we also got that Mr. Miracle Source of Freedom, issue number
It
3.
looks like that one.
It is just like that one.
Oh, we got it. 22.
Is it another bondage cover?
We got another one.
No, it's actually not. I guess you have to go with the cover B's.
Right.
Yeah, it looks like we have some, I think that's a Thaddeus on there.
What is that one?
And then we have Strange Adventures number 11 of 12. Very excited to get, this should be like that information drop issue right here.
Yeah, I just listened to Matt and Noah's Constructing Comics episode on issue number 10 and Rorschach, whatever the last one was of that. So sounds really cool.
Solid books, like super duper solid stories.
Yeah.
You gonna show them? You gonna show them? All right, well, show them, then look at it. They want to know what you're looking at. This is the Sumerian, issue number 1 of Man-Eaters of Zambula. So the Conan from Ablaze continues, and that's the next number 1. They normally only like 3 issues, but they're really cool.
I'll have a booty out.
She does have her booty out, buddy. He said, "Daddy, her have her booty out."
This is true.
The Man-Eaters.
Facts.
I'm captivated by that book. I'm a little concerned now.
Didn't say the
But-
darndest.
So then we got Superman and the Authority, issue number 1 from Grant Morrison. Such a strong start. This was so good. That's not a movie. Well, that's not true. That is a movie.
I started to read that one, but I don't know. I didn't get to it. Things got busy around me. I'm gonna check
It's
it out.
it's machine gun dialogue. It is amazing.
Oh yeah, I heard it's like not as, it doesn't start out as like crazy and deep end as Grant Morrison usually does, and so people are enjoying it quite a bit.
Yeah, I guess this has got more of a specific direction it has to go in, because this isn't just an untethered miniseries that he's doing. This is an actual specific stepping stone from current Superman continuity to the War World stuff. So this is like so when Clark leaves to go to War World, because y'all, we have this whole War World uprising that started in Action Comics. Like, we're still slowly progressing to that event. And when Clark leaves for War World, he doesn't take the Justice League with him. He's taking the Authority with him that he's put together. So if you think back to Future State, you know, Midnighter from the Authority as well as Apollo, like they were part of the Superman stories with War World and stuff. And we've been seeing like the ramifications of the Midnighter story still, because he's the only character that existed in Future State and is in current continuity as well due to the time traveling and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's going to be a direct
Mr.
pickup
Miracle,
to that.
He's tied into it.
Yeah, Mr. Miracle is on his way too, reluctantly.
Yeah, and speaking of, though, I did read the Superman, or what is it, Action Comics annual. Holy crap, I enjoyed that.
Oh yeah, with the House of L. Yes.
Yeah, that was
really
so
cool.
good. I really enjoyed that, especially like to me, they really just like hammered home like who Superman is and what his legacy is in that panel where they're talking about letting what's his name. They let Homeboy go, right? And they're like,
Hey,
you know, yeah, well, because they say like Clark never knew that he was going to be there forever, you know? And it was kind of like this statement on like, you know, Superman always tries to do the right thing. Like, he's a Boy Scout. He tries to find a better way, and he thought he had found a better way, but he didn't realize the repercussions, and like, you know, even he deserves forgiveness. Like, he was trying to do the right thing, and things didn't go right, you know? I thought it was a great moment to kind of tie together his legacy to like, even though you're always trying to do the right thing, maybe sometimes it doesn't work out, but we have to have some sort of like forgiveness and understanding on those things.
You want to come up here, Mark?
So it was a really cool issue. I enjoyed the annual a lot, and I've never really been an annual person, but they're starting to get it right this year.
They're starting to get them right. That Flash annual. Did you read the Flash annual yet?
Daddy, can I see?
No, I didn't get to that one.
I'm still reeling on how amazing it was.
I want to see.
Yeah, no, I wanted to save it until I had time to focus because of how well received it's been.
So now we have the second one here to show off books. Here, Monkey. Here. Hold this. Show it to Ryan. You got to stand up. Show it to Ryan. So what she's showing you is the 1 in 25 for Superman and the Authority, that Jim Bartel.
Nice.
Show Ryan.
Look at that lightning bolt or smoke.
That's looks
Heat
like
vision.
heat vision. I seem a little dicey up here, kids. I couldn't agree more, Steve. That Flash annual like hit in so many fields. Finn, stop,
Remember how much they hated the end of the issue before that?
all right, hop down.
I'm glad to see he came around.
Yeah. If you're gonna get up here and just bang stuff, no sir. If you don't want to bang stuff, you can come right back up here, but you can't be banging stuff. Yeah, that issue before, he was a little upset about where it was at. Like the annual was so good, it was ridiculous. But yeah, the Bartell, it's like his heat vision, his heat coming out of his eyes.
Finn's over there like Lex Luthor from the Legion of Doom. Order!
All right, so last book. You want back up? Hey, Finn. What are you doing, man? Last one, the one that I was most excited about this week, and that's Superman, Son of Kal-El. Tom Taylor taking over the big boy book here. We got Jonathan front running. It's what I've been waiting for. This is when Philip Kennedy Johnson took over that very first issue that he did. I messaged and said, I called it, and I said, Jonathan's about to take over this book. And sure enough, here we are. We finally made it. My boy, Superboy, all grown up. Couldn't be more excited for him. And to show my appreciation, I got that cover C.
Oh, nice.
That cover B, which that's just awesome. That's just that's such a good cover. It's kind of cool how they did these covers. It's like where you come from, you know?
Yeah.
Like as one of the super sons and where you're going. Which is really cool. And then like kind of where you're at currently.
Yeah.
And then it had to get that.
Oh, nice.
That's it right there.
You didn't get the B cover?
That was all of them, I think.
Didn't it have a B cover where it has like all the super people or whatever? When he's going to the convention.
Oh no! That's a Alan Qua exclusive for I forget what shops it is, but that was the one where it has Superman and Jonathan side by side, and one of them has all the characters in it where they're going to the convention. Then the variant for it, it's just all white with them next to each other, and Clark saying, "You will be Superman one day." Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, but those were a shop exclusive. I didn't order any shop exclusives. I might get one down the road or something.
I like that big yellow cover, so that's the one I'm looking for.
Which one?
The yellow cover. The A cover.
Dude, it's hard to top that homage right there. Like that.
Yeah.
That is hard to top. It's got all like the classic trade dressing on it and everything.
Yep.
All in full color. 22 pages of action. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm very excited for this. I did flip through it and check out the interiors, and the interiors are beautiful. Something Tim's is doing the interiors and stuff. It looks great. Yeah, and Steve does have his members only chat tonight.
Oh yeah.
Feels
like a Sunday.
Yeah, that was something that I think my initial reaction when I read that first issue of Superman, I said, "Oh my God, they're going to kill Clark again." And then kind of saw like the War World thing coming up, and like, dude, Jonathan's about to take over.
Yeah, I think once they started saying, like, once Jonathan kept talking about his dad disappearing, he's like, I don't know, like, you're just not in history books after that.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, so he's probably not dying, but he's probably going somewhere else, and things are going to happen there. Which kind of ties back into the annual, right?
Yeah, vaguely. Like how he's kind of just. Do you remember the House of L one shot from Future State where they first introduced that? Yeah, how like Superman like was just a myth, but he actually showed up. He actually showed up at the end, like all old and regal looking, just to shut down that kid that was tarnishing his name and his legacy. You know, he's like, you don't speak for me, kid.
Yeah.
Like that was wicked. What's going on, Paul? Glad you can make it. Just hopped on a quick little live this evening, just going through the stack of stuff that I had to play catch up from my LCS. I did post them all on Instagram. I was just going through them, kind of chit chatting, catching up with Ryan, who's also been on vacation. But yeah, if you guys haven't checked it out, check out Sector 2815's YouTube channel. He just unboxed a massive winning from Karate Kevin over at Superpower Review today, as well as he does some fantastic comic news. He's like well ahead of the curve on the comic news stuff that he posts. He puts some good stuff out there. Definitely worth checking out. But yeah,
I got something that came in while I was on vacation. So, USPS did a bang up job, of course.
You been chewing on it?
Looks like it, right?
Yeah, you've been chewing on it.
I pulled the shipping label off and pulled this part off myself. So this part is my fault. This part is their fault, though. So we'll see what condition it's in. It should be a collected edition of a book I bought through Kickstarter like probably a year ago now. So I've been very excited to get it. I've read like the first issue's worth of content was on like online for free, so I was able to read that, and that sold me on the Kickstarter. So like, I got to get this so I can finish this story. So let's hope the book's in good condition.
Fingers crossed.
It's called After the Gold Rush. And it's like kind of an optimistic sci-fi kind of thing. This is the full collected edition. It actually isn't in bad condition. It probably needs to be flattened out a bit. Because it's kind of, I don't know if you would call it warped, but kind of twisted. But all the spine
is like one of the old school presses and put a dictionary on it for a couple of days. Just let it sit there.
I'll put it in a bag and board and put it between my mattress.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like it's a dirty magazine and I'm 13.
Whatever gets the job done.
Yeah. But I'm excited to have this. I really enjoy what I've got to read so far, and I really want to finish this story. So I'm going to be able to sit down and read all of it. It's written by this guy named Miles Greb. And I really don't know what his entire background is, but he's from Seattle. He has a very science focused point of view on the world and things, and so that kind of ties into all of this. It's basically this smaller guy here, like he crash lands on a planet that you kind of realize is Earth, but it's like in a very primitive phase, almost like civilization has restarted. And so it asks a lot of questions. Like he comes in and like he meets this lumberjack, and this lumberjack has a cough. And he's like, oh, like I could just mix a couple of like things I find on the ground here and make penicillin, and I could solve his cough, But what is the outcome of like giving a primitive culture something like penicillin that early in their development, And so it's kind of asking these questions. Yeah. But it also has like a profound impact as far as like medicine and what it can change over the course of history. So it's pretty good. He has a podcast called the Plastic Paleosaurus, and they talk about like stuff like the Loch Ness monster and like Bigfoot and stuff, and kind of like from a more anthropological perspective than like let's get into like all these crazy things. And they actually interview people that have like went out and hunted for these creatures for years of their lives. Yeah, stuff like that. Yeah. People that have made like documentaries and stuff. So it's a really cool podcast. I love it.
I'm going to have to get you to send me a link to that one.
Yeah. Yeah, it's cool stuff. So thank you, Morris. I think it's a really, you can, if you're into like the webtoon thing and that's okay with you, I would suggest looking this one up, because like the whole first issue is basically on there. He added it there. So basically people can go read the first issue for free and see if they want to invest, and it sold me. So it's a cool book. I'm excited to finally finish it. The other like 3 issues that are in here.
Nice.
It's quality. It feels nice. Weighty paper.
Yeah, he's part of the Department of Truth. That's kind of ironic that you get that in, like right in between the two issues that are covering the cryptids and Department of Truth.
Right.
Let me see if I still have
Just like
this image in
fancy
here. Yeah, here's the Jang exclusive for the newest issue of Department of Truth.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, the one on the far left is the standard. The one on the far right is the Virgin exclusive, and then the one in the middle is the ultra rare. Like you had to be like in the VIP members to even get it offered to you. Otherwise, you have to win it in a lottery,
Yeah. Wow.
which I mean, that's
That's
a pretty
awesome.
cool way
A
to
lot of
do it.
detail
Like,
he puts into those.
yeah, I thought that was pretty cool that they did it that way. Like, I was never familiar with the shop. It was Dark Phoenix Comics. It's an online retailer, and
Hmm.
most comic shops that I find that are online retailers, I find via just collecting his covers, you know,
Yeah.
and because they'll be with different shops. And this is the first time I ran into that where I saw they did the initial release of the book and everything, and they're like, "Here's the cover A, here's the cover B. If you get this set, it's a combined price, whatever." And then they said, "If we sell out, we will do a lottery, and you get your 1 in 5 chance to win the ultra rare cover." So they're only lotterying 5. And I'm like, "What?
Wow.
This is crazy. There's no way that I'm not gonna, I didn't want to have to like figure that one out or go down the line and buy an extremely high priced version secondary market down the road." So I just, I don't know, connected some dots, talked to a few people, and secured my copies.
Nice.
So
That's
yeah, that
awesome.
was yeah. So that definitely what they did with them is they made them available only to people that are in the shop's VIP exclusive club.
Hmm.
And they just sold that well in that VIP exclusive club. They only had those 5 to put out into the general public after that. So I mean, that was a cool way of them doing it. But
Yeah.
man, I started sweating that day. I'm like, what? What? I'm so on top of the game with those covers, and y'all gonna throw curveballs like this? What's going on, Jeff? Glad you could drop in. Shop for Comics, how's it going?
Yeah. Speaking of Department of Truth, I'm very disappointed to hear that a lot of people are dropping it after the Bigfoot issue. I thought that was a very strong issue.
I didn't know people were.
Yeah, that seems to have been a pretty disappointing issue for people. I've heard 2 or 3 people so far say that that was the final straw for them. I was like,
That was
I thought that
probably
was
one of my
like the
favorite
reverse.
issues.
Yeah, I was like, that was kind of the opposite of a final straw for me. If I was ever on the fence, this was an issue that brought me back.
This might sound bad, but like I mean, there was a lot of reading in that issue. Like that's what I liked about it so much because it's almost like
Mm-hmm.
it puts you in the element of the book itself. Like you're holding someone's journal. Like you're a part of this story now. Like reading
Yeah.
those journal pages, I absolutely love that. But for people just trying to burn through a book and stuff, it ain't the one. Like this book has never been
Yeah.
meant just to be burned through. It's just so full
No,
of
yeah, I
content.
love the presentation of that because
Chip.
there you go. I love the presentation of it because yeah, like words and prose is going to add more content to any book, but they didn't just like okay, now we're going to write a page of dialogue or something. Like they really brought us into that world and like you said, like made it into something where like we got that letter and it looked like a letter and it had all the like scribblings on the edges and stuff, so it didn't take away from like the sequential art factor of a comic book. Like it still had it all there, but it also like focused a lot on like giving you this like huge chunk of content. Like those pages were so interesting, but they were a lot to read. I get it, but
Yeah.
I loved
It felt like an
everything.
interactive issue almost, as interactive as a comic can be for that kind of thing. But I thought
Yeah,
it was great. But I
yeah,
don't want to stay on here too much longer. I want to try to keep this short and easily digestible for people on the rewind if they care to catch it. But
yeah.
and I'm about to hop off and hop on to the members only stream for Steve's channel
Yeah.
real quick. It's
Sun's about to go
9:30.
down anyway, so I'm gonna run out of out of visual.
Yeah. Thought you were gonna say run out of battery.
No, not yet.
Sun's going down, battery's gonna be out.
Yeah, I'm on solar power.
Mm-hmm. Well, I
Yeah,
appreciate you hopping on, man. It was definitely good talking to you. I'm glad you're back.
Yeah.
Looking forward to this coming Sunday. I'm hoping to have some of this stuff read. No promises. No promises. A lot of catch up. I think
Yeah.
Chris is going to have to carry it for the most part.
Yeah, I should be able to get a lot more read this week because there's not as much chaos outside of my control around me. That's the one thing that sucks about being in somebody else's house is, you know, all the family's just like, oh, you're here, we're going to come show up. And I'm like, well, this is terrible timing, but okay.
Well, all right, well, I do appreciate everybody who hopped in the chat to come hang out for a minute. And I do have I got a ton of mail in while I was gone, and I did a horrible video just a little bit ago to upload to have for tomorrow. Like, I have no steam in the video. I'm like, yeah, this and this. It's horrible. But it posts tomorrow, all the same. You get what you get, and that's how it goes. But be sure to check that out. Let me know in the comments what you think. I'm running at probably about 25% in that video. It was rough. But, yeah. Make sure y'all hit that thumbs up if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel. I'm creeping up on 900 subscribers. Got a bunch of giveaways coming up that I'm trying to get organized and planned out to celebrate the 4,000 watch hours, the 900 subscribers, the 1 year on YouTube's coming up. I know I want to get to this 1,000 mark already, but yeah, so y'all share out the channel. Tell people to come check it out. Come hang out with us on Sunday nights, Friday mornings, Tuesdays at some random time of day. Let them know fandom happens here. Right here. Right here. Ryan loves hashtags, so I make as many hashtags as I can make. Until next time, guys, as always, I'm Mark. He's Ryan. We are Legion.